Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick video for those of you that may be interested in ExpressLRS, or you've already dabbled and got your first ExpressLRS bits and pieces and keep seeing all these other bits and bobs out there on the internet of all the different ExpressLRS options and receivers and Gemini and Gemini X and 2.4 and 900 gigahertz, and it's just becoming overwhelming. I'm making this video to hopefully explain that it's actually not as complicated as it first appears. So if you're in that boat and you want to understand a little bit more about how all this stuff works and what the compatibility is and how you get your radio to talk to them, you've come to the right place. Now, caveat, this has been recorded in March 2025. Things change all the time. I would recommend, once you've watched this video, if you're watching it after 3 or 4 months, do keep an eye on things like the wiki and the documentation. And also I need to say a massive thank you to Ben and the team at Radio Master for making sure that I'm not absolutely talking rubbish. Those guys are experts in the ExpressLRS system, make some fantastic hardware and software, which I use here. The ExpressLRS team and Radio Master actually work closely together, which is one of the reasons why I like the Radio Master stuff, because it's actually designed to work straight out the box. So let's get into the slides. I'll put time codes down below so you can jump to any bit that you want to rewatch if it doesn't quite make sense first time round. First thing to talk about is there are 2 frequencies that ExpressLRS currently supports. The standard 2.4 gigahertz that pretty much all radio control radios talk. So that's compliant with all the laws and legislation around the world, and pretty much all of the radios that you're going to bump into have that ability to talk 2.4 gigahertz. So if your receiver is a 2.4 gigahertz receiver and the major versions of ExpressLRS firmware on both ends are the same, you're going to be able to bind them and they're going to talk together great. There is also 900 megahertz as well. Now this is one that was introduced a little more recently. It's not legal in places like the EU yet, but it does provide much longer ranges. More established systems like the TBS Crossfire system use 900 megahertz. Other systems do as well. You can get an awful lot farther with the same amount of power using the lower 900 megahertz stuff. And that's usually 868 or 915 megahertz, depending on which part of the world that you live in. Again, if you have a 900 megahertz radio and you have a 900 megahertz receiver, then as long as the major versions of ExpressLRS are the same, i.e., this is 3.5 and this is 3.2, they will talk to each other fine. There are radios like this GX12, however, that have the ability to talk 2.4 and 900 at the same time. So if you have 2.4 receivers, you can talk to them. If you have 900 megahertz receivers, you can talk to them. And also, you can talk both at the same time as well. But we'll get more into that in a minute. So there are 4 ways that your radio and your receiver can exchange information, or antenna modes, I guess you call them. The first is a single antenna. Now this radio obviously has 2 antennas, but a lot of things like my Radio Master TX16S and other bits and pieces only has a single antenna. If it has a single antenna, then you know what? That's all you can use. It doesn't physically have a separate one, so that's really easy. However, lots of receivers have a dual antenna. That means that you can set it up for diversity. That means that the receiver has 2 chances of hearing the signal from the radio because it comes out of the single antenna on the radio, and both of these are listening at the same time. Then you also have another mode called Gemini. And what Gemini does is it actually sends the information twice, slightly different frequencies, separated by just a little bit, and the receiver is using the antennas to receive each of those separate signals. That gives you a better chance of getting the bits and pieces through in noisy RF environments, because it's using essentially 2 slightly different frequencies. And what I mean by that is it's 2 frequencies on either the 2.4 megahertz or the 900, not either or. That's what Gemini X is. So Gemini X, or GemX as it's commonly referred to these days, is the ability for your radio to actually transmit both 900 and 2.4 at the same time, And your receiver, when it's set to Gemini X, can also receive that 2.4 and 900 at the same time. Other manufacturers like FreeSky have had this kind of stuff around for a long time, but it kind of gives you the best of both worlds, gives you nice quick update rates when you close over 2.4, and then in environments where the 2.4 connection isn't great, you have the option that's still going to hear on the 900 megahertz side. The capabilities of what you can set, whether it's single antenna, dual antenna, Gemini or Gemini X, is kind of dictated by the kind of radio and the receiver that you have. If the radio and the receiver are both capable of Gemini X, then guess what? You're going to be able to use Gemini X. If the receiver is Gemini X, but the radio is only a single antenna, then that's fine. If it's 2.4 and 2.4, you can still talk. If it's 900 and 900, you can still talk. But you know what? This isn't going to be running Gemini X. The last thing I'll talk about as well is that the kind of bits and pieces that you're going to see in the ExpressLRS Lua scripts on the radio is set by the ExpressLRS speed that you have set. So if you are struggling to get particular options to appear in the ExpressLRS Lua script, it might be because you've got the wrong mode set. And while we're talking about that, let's go through the diagram that actually Radiomaster have released that appears incredibly complicated at first glance, but actually it's really, really useful. So I've broken it down, and let me just take you through it here on the computer. So here we are looking at the Ranger module. The Ranger module is a module that goes in the back of your radio. This is a standard 2.4 gigahertz system, and you can see here that there are lots of different things that you can set up, going from 50 hertz to 1000 hertz. And as you go faster and faster, you will find that the responsiveness and lag of the system gets less and less, but you pay a penalty in that the range gets less and less as well. And you can see here that you have a couple of special ones. Full 100 and full 333 are the ones that you tend to use for things like fixed wing. People who really want to fly very quickly and have the minimum amount of lag, typically drone quad racing pilots, will go for F500 or F1000. And you also have this thing called D, which is DVDA mode. That's when things are sent twice. So the same information is sent twice over the radio, so that there's two chances on something like a single antenna receiver for it to be received. So you can see here that those things are all set. If then we put in a 900 megahertz system, so this the Bandit, this is all running on 900 megahertz, then again you have similar things. You have D50 mode, and then you have 25, 50, 100, full 100, again what you'd probably use on a fixed wing model, and 200 hertz mode. So those are the ones that you would find if you have a 900 megahertz system. However, if you have something like the GX12 or the NOMAD, which is that one that has the dual antennas that can talk both 900 and 2.4, you can see here that you get a load of different stuff. Some of it is coming from the Ranger side, some of it is coming from the Bandit side. So if I draw a couple of lines in here, you can actually see now that there are lots of the modes that were on the 900 megahertz side make it across. So the 200, 100 full, 100 standard, 50. We kind of have a couple of others here that don't quite make it across. We have vast majority of the ones, the LoRa ones here from the Ranger side, but we have some extra stuff down here as well. Anything that's in pink, this is Gemini X stuff. So if we set the mode to be X100 or X150, that will then allow us to select the antenna mode as Gemini X. Hopefully that makes sense. So if I select here something like full 333 or 500 hertz on my NOMAD or my GX12, then I am only going to be able to select potentially up to Gemini. If I want Gemini X, I need to be on either X150 or X100 full hertz mode in order to get that stuff. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. You can see here that the mode that you set kind of lets you access those additional kind of functionality. And for Gemini X, you have to, at the moment, just be in these two modes, X150 or full X100. So what this means is that let's assume we have a good old TX16S single antenna and we have a single antenna receiver. Then guess what? There's nothing particularly fancy to set. The antenna mode will just be default one. There's no other options you can set on here. It's just going to talk to each other all tickety-boo and you're fine. However, if you have a dual antenna receiver, you can set that receiver up to be diversity, and then that means that a single packet is sent from the antenna here on the radio out into the world. Those two antennas are both listening for it, and if one of them hears it, the receiver is going to be tickety-boo and you're going to be all fine. Standard diversity stuff, just like every other system. Gets a little bit more complicated when you want to use something like Gemini mode. So if we add this into the bottom, so using Gemini mode, we'd turn on Gemini. If you have a radio now that has two antennas, we'd turn Gemini antenna mode on the radio. We'd also go into the dual antenna setup on the receiver and turn on Gemini. And then the way it works is that one antenna transmits the data on one frequency, and 40 megahertz apart, I think that's on the 2.4 stuff, sends the data as well. Then one antenna is listening to one of the transmitting antennas, and then the other antenna on the receiver is listening to the other transmitting antenna. And that's what Gemini is. On 900 megahertz, it's basically the same thing, but the two channels that it uses for Gemini are 10 megahertz apart. Again, you'd set Gemini on the radio as the antenna mode, and then you'd set Gemini on the receiver as the antenna mode. And then finally, we have Gemini X. And that's where if you have a funky radio that is capable of talking both 2.4 and 9 megahertz at the same time, you can turn that on. And a Gemini X receiver, which is going to have two antennas. One is going to be listening for 2.4. The other one's going to be listening for 900. It's like Gemini, but rather than using two signals that are slightly spaced apart, what it does is it's using the two completely different frequencies. So the antenna that's listening for 2.4 gigahertz will be listening to the 2.4 gigahertz transmission. The other antenna that's sending 900 megahertz signals will be received by the other antenna, which will be listening for that 900 megahertz signal. Now, obviously, this means that if you buy a Gemini X receiver, can you use it with a single antenna radio? Well, yes, you can, but you're not going to be able to turn on all of that goodness because this radio isn't going to let you select Gemini X. So to be able to get these more advanced features as we move down this list, both the receiver and the radio have to be capable of supporting that antenna mode, but crucially also has to be in the right mode for that feature to be selected. So for Gemini X, we'd want X150 or X100 selected. And then when we go to the end, that would allow us then to basically set Gemini X on each end. So hopefully that's made a little bit more sense. It isn't really too tricky. Most of us are going to use almost exclusively 2.4 gigahertz stuff. That means that if you have one of the latest radios that supports Gemini X, then basically you can talk to anything, whether it's 900, 2.4, Gemini X, Gemini, diversity, single antenna receivers. And if you have a radio that doesn't have that functionality, then it's not an absolute disaster, because what you can do is you can still talk to standard single antennas and diversity receivers. But if you want Gemini and Gemini X, you need a radio or module that supports that too. Thank you for watching my video. Check out the playlist, and adding Painless 360 to your search terms will help you find my content. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. You can support the time I spend here answering questions and helping others by using the links in the video description.